Good morning, Simplifiers. How are you doing? I am doing well. I'm Diana Simplifies. If you're new here, or just Diana. Okay, so it's 7:45. I got to leave here in 45 minutes, so I can't fool around today like I usually do. I'm going to show you some stuff I've been picking up at Dollar Tree, and most of the time I'm buying bonus, or what do you call them, plus items, more expensive items. I'm not the stuff that I normally buy, like body wash and shampoo and just face cream and stuff, they never seem to get anything new. I just realized Mila threw up over there. Thankfully, she threw up on a little rug thing. So that's a little rug thing I got from Dollar Tree. So that's fine. I'll clean that up in a few minutes. I gave her medicine last night for the throwing up, and as soon like 10 minutes later, she threw up, and I was like, "Why do you always do this?" So she threw the medicine up, then she threw up more than once. It's like, okay. Okay, so anyway, let's just get into it. I'd showed you this before. The price tag is still on here. I need to get the price tag off, but this was $5. I think it is so beautiful, and of course I mentioned how, is that right? Yeah, there's some little, it's not as bad as it looks. There's some little dings on here, like one right here and one right here, and all you'd have to do is get a black Sharpie and fix that, but, or if you had some black paint or something. I just hadn't messed with it because from back here you can't really see, and it's hanging on my front door, so I just didn't worry about it. But yes, you could definitely fix it if you needed to. I think it's so pretty, and we love our hummingbirds. I just put my feeders up. I'm waiting for, I don't think they're here yet. They should be here soon, but I don't think they're quite here yet. So we only have ruby throated here. I wish we had more than one, but anyway, so this is $5. I'm loving that. It looks really pretty on my door. This one was $6. This is a solar light. Let's see, you can see the light up through there. So this isn't exciting as far as, it's not a, you can see that light is tiny. It's very small. It's not super exciting, but you could just see the light coming through this stuff. So it's cute, but it's not very bright. But it was $6, which is kind of funny because I got one that's a lot brighter, that's $5. So I do like it. It's very nice. Not sure I repurchased it only because, although it's very pretty, only because it doesn't light up much and it's not that exciting, if that makes sense. So, but I got two of these, so $6 for these. They are very, I mean, they're attractive in the daytime and the nighttime, so that's fine. This one is the one that's super bright. You can see that whole thing lights up and it's very fluorescent. I actually don't love the fact that it's fluorescent. However, however, it lights up very bright. Now this is all plastic. It looks pretty nice. This is plastic. The whole thing's plastic. And so these were only $5, which I feel like this is a much better deal than the $6 one. So I got two of these, and so they're out front. And so that doesn't really bother me out front because I'm not out there that much. And we also have a light up sign, solar light up sign with our house number on it because we don't have a mailbox out there. We have a P.O. box. So we have a light up sign that our neighbor had one on top of her mailbox. And I was like, you know what? That's pretty cool. So we got my dad one and us one because they moved his mailbox where he could get to it better. So it's not out by the highway. So we need a number out there. So this one lights up at night. So, and so far it's working great. Okay, so that one was $5. This is my other high price item. My friend got something, she probably got hers at Hobby Lobby, but she got something like this. Now this part is not supposed to move. It's just this part. So it has to be real windy before it actually does anything, but it's very pretty and attractive, and it comes on its own pole like this. Oh, I meant to mention for $5, you also got the pole like this. You had to put it together, but you had the pole with this thing on there that came with it. It was only in two pieces, so it wasn't hard to put together. But anyway, that's this thing. I love it. It's so pretty. And then one other thing that's a craft item I got, and I may never end up doing this, but when I was buying this, I thought, I don't know if I can do this because it's Jasper. Jasper is so clingy. I don't know what his problem is, but it was only $5, and you're gonna make your own stone. And it comes with the paint and a little brush, and then you just make your stone kit. I thought, I don't know if I got this the same day. I think I did. And you know, it kind of matches. So I thought, well, I could put the stone out there with this, and that would be kind of cool if I ever get it made, which is questionable because I like to do crafty type of things, real simple crafts while I'm on the phone with my dad, because that way my levels of anxiety calm down, and he says something that is bizarre to me, and my voice starts rising, and I start getting a little out of control. Someone's a lot out of control, and I've talked about that before. Very embarrassing. Started screaming at my dad a couple times. Just went bonkers. I completely went bonkers. But he'll say stuff that just doesn't make sense. And so anyway, so this is $5. For instance, the other day, and Spencer overhears the conversations, and he's like, what's he talking about? He doesn't know where the sunflower seed is. I'm like, I know. He just spilled the sunflower. I mean, it's almost like, do you have dementia? I think when they get to that age, there's a certain amount of, they call it's white brain matter. There's a certain amount of white brain matter, and it's not that you have full-blown dementia, but you, at times, you're not remembering things correctly. But he's not like, I'm not seeing him, I mean, he's still paying his bills. I'm keeping an eye on him, but he's still paying his bills. He's doing all the things, you know, he still knows how to get places. He still knows how to, it's not like he's got mass confusion going on all the time. And I know somebody's going to say, this is the way it starts. You're probably right. And my mom had this kind of thing too. Hers was much worse. Mother's was much worse. And hers had been going on for a few years, but I still would not have called hers dementia. She was still able to function. She didn't need somebody in there caring for her nonstop. And Dad needs more care than he's getting, but I don't feel like for its memory is not what I'm having a problem with. It's his physical condition that I feel like he needs more help. So anyway, I know it sounds like it's dementia, but this is what he said. So he's got this white plastic container that the bird seed's in. My mother, and I guess, and he just like takes on her OCD. She could not handle the sunflower seeds coming up. That just upset her. Like, we have a million coming up. We don't care. We're just not. I'm so thankful I didn't get the OCD. There's probably something I'm sort of OCD about, but I did not get Mother's complete and total overriding OCD that ruled her life and ruled mine too. I didn't get that. So we have to cook the seeds. And so he used to cook them, so now that's fallen to me. Now I'm cooking the seeds. One of the million things that I'm having to, it's just crossed my mind a couple days ago. I'm running 2 households. No wonder I'm tired, exhausted, and very cranky. I am literally running 2 households because he does very little. He does pay his bills. He does very little for himself. It's just the way it's coming around at this point. Anyway, this is his setup. He has this plastic container. There's a tray out there, a thick tray that I put the seeds in and bake them in the oven for like 20 minutes. They got to bake so they won't sprout. If you ever wanted them not to sprout, this is what you do. He has me putting it on 320 for about 20, 25 minutes, and that keeps them from sprouting. Well, praise God. It's just one more thing I got to deal with. But anyway, I would be like, who gives a poop, okay? Who gives a poop? What about these stupid seeds? Yeah, anyway. We actually grew some really beautiful sunflowers last year from the seeds coming up. So, I mean, I'm just like, who cares? If they grew sunflowers, when I got tired of looking at them, I pulled them up. When they started wilting, I just yanked them up out of the ground. Anyway, and then back at the back of the garage, there's this plastic thing that we put, because we get a 40-pound bag. It used to be 50 pounds, but, shrinkflation. Now it's 40 pounds. 40-pound bag back there. And then I I pull from that, put it in the tray, go in and cook it, and then I put it into the... Anyway, we had this whole conversation about where is the seed that's cooked? Where is the seed that's cooked? It's in the same bin it's been in for however many years you've been cooking it and putting it in this bin. I was just like, I don't even know, literally don't even know what he's asking me, because what he's saying doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, so these are the kind of things, I'm like, the plastic bin, because he said something about a metal bin. The bin isn't metal. Neither of the bins. The one at the back isn't metal, and the one that we're pulling from for the cooked seeds, not metal. I'm just like, well, I'll just have to go out and look at that. And I'm like, well, you do that, because it's your bin. I didn't change a thing. It's your bin that you put out there. It's placed where you put it. You told the sitter where to go get this. I mean, I'm just like, he's just been out there and fed the birds himself. So I'm just like, am I in the twilight zone right now? Because I don't even know what you're asking. I really don't. Okay, so yeah, that does sound like dementia. I hear what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I know what you're going to say. That's dementia. Listen, what Mother had moved very, very slowly until she had to go to the hospital and moved into the rehab, and then it sped up considerably, and one day she didn't even know who it was. So I've never seen anything manifest itself so quickly. But she definitely has some cognitive challenges. But if they do a little cognitive test on him, he passes with flying colors. So he passes their little cognitive test, which I think their cognitive test is stupid anyway. Because, like, for instance, what is the date? I literally never know what the date is. Never. I don't feel like I have a cognitive problem. I literally never look at a calendar. If I looked at the calendar, I'd know what the date was. But I don't keep up with it. I don't care what the date is. I care what the day of the week is. That's all I care about. So, I mean, that right there, I would fail. So anyway, and the thing where you have to remember the 3 things, I can't remember. So I cannot do that. I cannot function with that. I would fail that test. You know, ball, truck, blah, blah. 15 minutes later, they ask you, I wouldn't. So my cognition is terrible. So I can't talk about what anybody else is doing. All right, I showed this. I'm going to declutter real quick. I showed this in a closet. I did a huge closet declutter. I got rid of 2 huge bags of stuff, or 2, 13-gallon bags of stuff. I keep trying to wear this. It's too heavy, and so it pulls down, and then it doesn't fit because I lost weight. I gained some. I think it still doesn't fit. I didn't even try it on. I just decided I'm done. So that one's going. This shirt, I have built so many muscles, apparently, from working out. I love this shirt. I put it on this year. I wore it one time, and I was like, it's tight in my neck. It's tight around my shoulders. It's tight in my arms. I'm very irritated. It's not comfortable at all. I love this shirt, but apparently I've just sized out of it. And then I showed this, and I said I was keeping it, and then a little bit later I decided to put it in my Time Will Tell clothing bin, and I was about to open it, put it in there, and I was like, this isn't even nice. It faded real bad in the washer. Just every time I wash it, it faded real bad, and it's huge. It's not even my size. Somebody gave it to me. It was free. I'm getting rid of all 3 of these things, so that's 3 more clothing items going. My friends insist on giving me a lot of birthday gifts. I just had a birthday, 3/14. I did know what day that was. I think that was a Saturday. So I did know what the date was that day. This is really cute. If you remember, I just got rid of a Hello Kitty bag. This is really cute. I don't know if it's because this thing, but it's tipsy. It tips this way, so it won't even sit up. I was like, that's really cute. She gave me that. It does this. I cannot. Let's see. Oh, she gave me this paper. I just saved it because I thought it was so cool because it was reversible. And I don't know anything about reversible paper. I just thought it was so pretty. And I love polka dots. So she wrapped one of them this way and one of them this way. I thought that was really cool. So anyway, I just saved that because I thought it was funny, but I'm going to get rid of that at this point. Okay. She gave me this cute little bag because I used to collect turtle stuff. I've never told her that I don't really buy myself any turtle anything anymore. I got rid of a lot of them. I still have a few, and so I don't think I'm going to get rid of this. I mean, I don't know what I would really do with it. I may just have it sitting around somewhere. It's cute, but I just, Anyway, then she gave me this. It's got cats on it, and it says scratch pad. So I will use this for sure. Okay, because I do always need something to write on. I'm always taking notes. And then, let me remember what this is. Oh, she gave me a mug. This is cute. I hadn't even opened this stuff back up. It says, "You are my sunshine," right there. Because I told her I like stuff that says "You're my sunshine," because that's I'm not collecting it, but I thought that's an easy thing to tell her. I like stuff that's because of Sunshine, my cat. So that was just something easy. I could tell her I like stuff that says "You are my sunshine," so I am keeping that. And this is cute. I've actually seen these just on Facebook. And it's got this hook with it. So you put it in a window and the light shines through. And of course, it's got an orange cat. It's got 2 orange cats. And it's got a black cat. I've got a black cat and an orange cat. And then I think this is like a gray tabby. We got a gray tabby too. So that's cute. I don't think I'm going to get rid of that. It's really neat on this side. And then it's, like that on the other side. So I think I'm keeping all this. The bag is questionable only just because, although I think this is washable. I wonder. Well, it doesn't say. Yeah, if it washes up, I'll probably keep it. And then in here, she gave me a couple. She likes to buy you more than one card. She's really an interesting person. Okay, so anyway, I'm keeping that. Not sure about the bag. The bag may The bag may filter out of here pretty quickly. That is filtering out just because I can't get it to sit up. I don't know. Okay. Okay, so that's that. And then, funny story about, do y'all like this sweater I have on? Whoops, it's kind of tipsy. If you'll notice, I have an inch of dust on everything. You can see the dust right here. I've not dusted anything in this house. It's crazy. I used to have a plan for dusting, and I don't do it anymore. So the only thing I don't like about this sweater is the sleeves hang down like this. So this is funny. This was Minimal Mom's, Dawn's sweater. I'm in the Minimal Mom, I've talked about this before. I'm in her, what time is it? 8 o'clock. I'm in her, she keeps changing the name of it. It's membership group, but she's even changed the name to something else. It used to be Minimal Mom membership group, and she's changed the name. She really likes to change, and she's into marketing and all that, and I'm just like, I don't like change, so I don't remember what it's called now. I just call it the membership group. I think she's still calling it that, though. I think on video she's still calling it that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. She was doing a clothing declutter, and I saw her declutter this sweater, and I was like, I love that sweater. I love that. I don't wear black ever, but all these cute little colors, love it. The whole sweater's like that, so all the way down, it's cute little colors like that. So the first time, she's like me, sometimes she declutters things twice. She, like this skirt over here, for instance, I'm pretty sure that made it out of my closet and went back in at one point, and now it's coming back out. So then I saw her on another declutter, and she was decluttering it, and I just put a comment under the video, which I guess maybe she always reads those, I'm not sure, but she read it and she responded. I said, I wish you could mail me that sweater. So she replied, and she's like, Diana, just send me your address. Email me, because we can email her. Email me, and I will send you, email me and send me the address. I'll send it to you. I was like, is she serious? And you know, if you watch her a lot, she's bad about buying things at Amazon that don't work and not returning them. So I was like, she's not gonna, because she's got to mail it out. She's not gonna do it. So I should have brought the note in here. She sent me the sweetest note. I just got this. I probably asked for it. It might have been 3 months ago. Might have been December, January, something like that. Then we found out she was moving. She just moved to a new house. She and the kids moved out of her parents' house into a house. And that's really fun to watch, because she's going to be redoing some things. It's all white. The whole thing's white, white, white. So she painted the bedrooms before they moved in, or as they were moving in. And now she's doing some other things to get some pops of color, which I'm glad, because I don't do white, all white. Nothing wrong with it, just for me, I just don't. And just watching her in an all white house all the time is just be a little bit much for me. I will still watch her, of course, but anyway, she, I just got it right after I think I got it on the 18th. So right after my birthday is when she just happened to send, I don't think she knew it was my birthday. She just happened to send it. She sent a really sweet note. I wish I brought it in here. Just on a beautiful note card. Her handwriting is beautiful. So I did want to say, because I've got a friend that watches, and she's mentioned a couple times that, I guess she didn't agree with Dawn's divorce. Now I understand we all have different ideas on divorce. I get it. But Dawn has made it very clear, and she made it very clear from the beginning, she didn't come out and say I was abused. I was emotionally and mentally abused. She did not come out and say that. But it was very clear to me from stories she was telling and when she was getting into it that she had been abused. I have a very, very close friend who lived in a very, very abusive marriage for 20 years. It has hurt her physically. She has terrible physical pain, and we both believe this is all stemming from 20 years of literally being beaten down mentally. And he didn't hit her, as far as I know. She might not tell me if he had, but as far as I know, he did not hit her. But she would tell me that he would be standing over her. This is not Dawn, this is my friend. He would be standing over her, and she would be curled up in a fetal position, crying, and he would be screaming at her. And it got to a real point where one time she told me that, so I'm sure this happened more than once. One time he was driving her somewhere, and he was going 100 miles an hour. Y'all, that'd be it for me. The screaming would be it. The 100 miles an hour would be it. The frightening anger would be it. I can't deal with that. Okay, I cannot deal with anything that she said there. And then they got where they were going, and he got out. Everything was her fault, and he was screaming the F word at her, and I was just like, nope, 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 nope. Nowhere in the Bible does it say you got to put up with this. I'm sorry. And I was literally I told her she needs to leave. I told a long time ago. I told her you need to leave for your safety. You need to leave. And she went to counselors, and she even had counselors tell her she needed to leave, which normally can't. Real counseling, like my dad's a psychologist, he wouldn't tell somebody you need to leave. He would, now I can, but that's not what his job was. He would give her ideas of what to do. But she had a counselor that said, you need to leave. He's a narcissist. This is not going to get you better. You know, this is never going to get fixed. He doesn't believe he's done anything wrong, which is true. Narcissists, it's not them. It's not them. It's everybody else. Everything's her fault. She deserved to be screamed at. She deserved to be taunted. She deserved to be, obscenities screamed at her. She deserved for him to drive 100 miles an hour and act crazy, completely crazy. By the way, this is somebody I knew in college, and I actually dated him a couple times. I can't remember if I told you that, but because I've told this story before, but I actually went out with him. I didn't see anything like this. Never thought he was anything but pleasant. I ended up I met Spencer, and I just liked Spencer better. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. If I had ended up with that, all bets would have been off. So he remarried somewhat quickly. It might have been a year, but it was pretty quickly after she finally had enough. He remarried. That woman left within about a year. He went on a work trip. She packed her stuff up, and she vamoosed. So within a year, he was already spiraling out of control, or she would still be there. Let's just face it. So I'm not saying that Dawn's situation was this bad, but what I'm saying is I could tell early on when she announced and then talked in the membership. It just happened that I was in the membership group, and she talked about it more in there. I could tell by everything she was saying that she was emotionally and mentally abused. And I personally don't agree with staying in that situation. I absolutely do not agree with staying in that. I don't agree with kids being in that. My mother emotionally and mentally abused us. That's just what she did. And my dad I don't know if I told y'all, my dad has admitted that he knows. He didn't say that. He said, I know she was abusing y'all. She never beat me or anything like that, but it was all emotional, and that's plenty bad. That's plenty enough reason when I was 18, gone. I just wasn't going to keep listening to it. I just wasn't. Sorry, don't have the mentality to deal with it. Wasn't going to keep listening to it. I love my mom, but nope. So anyway, that's a very uplifting story. Now I do have some Dollar General. We're going to shift to Dollar General. Dollar General, these are dollar items. I love to just go in and peruse the dollar aisle. So we use All Free and Clear a lot of the times, and so they have this, what does it say? Naked and Free. And it's Dynamo, and I've used the Dynamo that smells like it has, I think it's called the Sunshine Scent. It smells so good. So I've used that. So anyway, I got this. I've used it once just to see if I liked it, and I did. So, it has that same fragrance-free scent, because there is some kind of scent in it, but it's very, it's fragrance-free. But, oh, I had other Dollar Tree stuff. I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so anyway, this was a very tiny haul. I've started putting this into the squirt bottles. I got the Power, it was this brand, but it's a spray bottle, so it's like the Dawn Power Wash, so whatever this was called, but it was like the extra Power Wash, and it was in the green apple scent. They've quit selling it. I'm hoping they bring it back this summer, but we're in spring and they don't have it yet. But they do still have the watermelon, so I got this, and I'm just filling my bottles up with this. I got the other one, the one they have out now is blue, and I forget what it's called. I didn't really like the smell, but I did buy 3 bottles, so I do still have that. And then I bought these for my dad's. My dad had a couple chairs that I think they had the kind that was kind of like nailed in the bottom, or I don't know what you call it, but it's got like a screw. I think maybe just screw it in. But I got these in the meantime just to help the scuffing of the floor. And that was $1. I just happened to see it. And then the rest of what I got was hand sanitizers. These are the $1. Watermelon aloe, got that one. I love watermelon everything. This one is black raspberry. I thought that sounded fun. This one is honeydew tart. I love honeydew. Let's open that and smell it. I'll smell it and tell you what it's like. Mango peach splash. I love peaches. I've loved every one. I've not just liked one I've bought. I've bought so many. And then I can't read this one. It's pear something, but I can't. Pear blossom. I don't know the way that writing is. I can't read it. Pear blossom. Okay. So my grand total there, I can tell you what my total was. $8.74, but tax was 74 cents. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 things. So it was $8 plus tax. All right. Okay. I've still got to make my lunch before I run out the door. Okay, this was also from the, well, let me open this first. Let's see what the honeydew smells like. Yeah, it smells like honeydew. You have, at the beginning, you have that kind of alcohol scent. Oh, that's interesting. That's almost like I'm smelling, I think, the tart part, which is kind of like a dessert. That's interesting. Okay, I do smell the honeydew. Okay, I bought these. So we have washable rugs from Sam's in our bathrooms. And we also like to have we don't have carpets here, but we just like to have a rug laying around. And especially because, like I said, she just threw up on this thing over here. You got to clean that up before I leave. But these are washable rugs from Dollar Tree, y'all. Now, it was $7. It was not inexpensive, but the ones that I bought at Sam's, you can see right there, it says $7. The ones I bought at Sam's were larger, but they were $16. So I feel like and I bought them years ago, so the price, I'm sure, has skyrocketed since then, because nothing has gone down. It's all going up still. I argue with people online. I'm going to quit doing this because you can't tell people, but prices are not coming down. I mean, I don't see that prices are coming down. Do y'all see prices coming down? I have people argue with me every single day. Oh, yeah. They're like, oh, all my groceries have gone down. I'm like, I haven't had one grocery price go down. I mean, fruit fluctuates. Yes, fruit is somewhat stable priced. It may be about the same. But I'm talking about the other stuff. Like beef, I'm paying $23 for a roast. It's a lot. It's a lot. Anyway, I've got to stop arguing with people because they're just like, oh no, the prices are down. And one guy literally said to me, well, I live in Texas. They're down. And I'm like, okay, well, I live in Tennessee. They're not down. It must be a state thing. I'm like, I don't think so. I actually don't think it has anything to do with my state. Not one thing. I don't think it has one. I've had one friend agree with me. She said eggs went down. I said, yes, I agree. I buy very expensive eggs, so my eggs are not down. They're down maybe $1. Because they were probably over $5. Now they're right around $4, $3.50 to $4, because I'm buying more expensive eggs. I don't buy cheap eggs, so my prices are not down. Sorry. So this one was also $7. They had different prints, so I just bought a couple different ones. Anyway, I'm not trying to get on a rant or anything, but I'm just not seeing anything that's cheaper. So anyway, my point was the rugs that we got there's one right here we got at Sam's that are washable. They were $16 at the time, but I would be sure they're probably $21 now. So to me, these were smaller, but not that much smaller. For $7, I thought that was a steal. And we'll see how they hold up. They do have this backing on there, so they won't slide around. So I just wash them and then I hang them up, so this part doesn't tear up. I don't want that to. Actually, that's not true. I've been drying those, and it hasn't hurt them. It probably hurt the backing some. They were starting to get worn out. I've had them for years and years. They're starting to get faded and worn out. They don't look as good as they did. So I think I did start throwing them in the dryer, but normally, no. Okay. Yeah, I was going to update you on my foot. I've got to make my lunch. So, and it's 8:11. I got to leave at 8:30. Let me just say it really quick. I had the MRI on my foot. The noise was deafening. I had on earplugs, the little squishy ones in my ear, squished them, put them in, and then headphones over that. It was still so loud. And I did think the loud was going to be the worst thing. That was not the worst thing. That I could ignore the loud, actually, which I was happy for. I was probably in there 35 minutes. And they did contrast. I did not want contrast done. I'm going to start refusing. I think I'm just going to start refusing contrast. I'm sorry I can't do contrast. I think it's so bad for you. I just think I know it can harm your kidneys. Not interested. Not personally interested. So I'm just going to start saying, sorry. Because there are people who can't do it. So I'm just going to be like, I'm one of the people, we can't do it. Sorry, I don't want it. Do the MRI all day long. Don't care. Don't do the contrast. Anyway, my back was in excruciating pain. It had not occurred to me until I laid down there. I did think it's going to be hard as a rock. That was not the problem, although that was annoying. I cannot just lay flat like that. I have to have, if I lay in bed like that, I have a pillow under my knees or something. And, or I maneuver my legs, I'll bring my legs up, or I'll do something where I'm just not flat on my back. I cannot sleep that way. I can't lay that way. So I was just, my back was killing me. It was terrible. So anyway, so 35 minutes of that. I did end up finally moving this is my right foot. I moved my left leg where it was up like this, not up to my chest, but I just brought it up. You know, you weren't supposed to move, and I was like, I don't care. I'm not going to move my foot, but this leg has got to move. I cannot lay this way. So, and they do give you something to hold, and you can squeeze it if you're having a problem, which I'd read about that. But I was like, I don't know that's a problem enough to be squeezing something, because I don't know what they were going to do. It was just a hard surface, and I had to lay on my back, and there was just, the only thing I could think of was maybe they could bring me a pillow or something to put under my knee. I don't know. Anyway, so I read the very next day on the portal, it popped up. It wasn't even 24 hours later. It popped up on the portal. So I sent it to like 15 people. Everybody who knew that I was texting with, I was like, here, this is what it says. This is what it says. And so Melinda from Melinda Plain and Simple looked it up, and I looked it up, and I was confused about it. I was very confused about it, and then about what it said. And then Spencer looked it up. So it looks like it was something I was born with, and it's just now started hurting. So, and I don't think there might be a surgical fix for it, but it doesn't sound like it's going to be like, you got to have surgery right now, which was what I was worried about. I can handle a little bit of pain, a little bit of being out of sorts or whatever, but I don't have time to have surgery and deal with my dad. I just don't. You know, like I said, I feel like I'm running two households. He does pay his bills. Yes. 100% he's paying his bills. But everything else, and he's working on his taxes. I'm not doing that, but listen, I'd be handing those taxes over. I keep telling him, just hire somebody. It's taking him forever. Just hire somebody. Just hire. Just once in your life, just pay somebody. Like, he has money. Just pay for it. I don't know. He's like very miserly on the one hand, but we'll spend money over here. Like, he's paying over $50 a month to have Sirius in his car. He never goes anywhere. I don't know if he's paying 50 for each one or it's 50. I don't remember, but it's in both vehicles. That's a lot of money to me. $50 just like thrown out the window. He'll pay for that, but he needs Prevagen to help his memory. He's like, oh, it's $70. I'm like, well, get rid of the Sirius in your car. It'll like cancel each other out. I don't know. It's just crazy to me because he's not poor. So anyway, I've got to see obviously I'm seeing the doctor on the 30th, so I don't know anything for sure till I see the doctor, but from what I read, it sounds like it's not going to be a big deal. Just not going to be a big deal at all. And I'm going with that. Or not anything that can really be surgically fixed. So that's what I'm going with. We'll see. Thanks for being with me. We'll talk to you next time. Love you. Bye.